Hi, this is Andrea Schulman again, and in today's quick law of attraction video, I'm going to answer a question from a YouTube subscriber about being frugal and the law of attraction. If being a frugal person affects your ability to attract greater abundance. But first, if you're watching this video on YouTube or on my website, please make sure to subscribe because I do put out new law of attraction videos every week. Also, if you're watching this video on YouTube specifically, please make sure to turn on your notifications so that you see these videos when I put them out. Let's go ahead and start talking now about being frugal and the law of attraction and whether it affects your ability to attract greater abundance. All right, now this is a viewer question that I can really relate to because I could say wholeheartedly that I was a very frugal individual before learning about the law of attraction. I was one of those crazy coupon ladies who would hold up the grocery line at the store with all my coupons and all these deals I was trying to get. And I really just was always in the process of scrimping and saving. And so I want to talk about this question from my particular perspective, although I do want to point out real quick that just because somebody is inherently frugal doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, all right? The real question that we want to ask ourselves is the frugality being predicated by fear? And so if somebody is frugal, they don't spend a lot of money, but it's really just because of their preference, that's a little bit different. But I'm going to talk about this from my perspective because the main reason why I was so frugal and didn't spend a lot of money was because I was fearful that I wasn't going to have enough. And so if you've got that going on where you're scrimping and saving, you're checking all the prices, you're trying to get all the deals and all the discounts, and it's coming from a place of a belief that I can't afford what I really want, then yes, that brand of frugality is going to inhibit your ability to attract greater abundance through the law of attraction. If, on the other hand, you just don't like spending money, or you're somebody who prefers to live a very minimalistic lifestyle because that's your preference, well, that's a whole other animal. And so this video is really speaking to the fear mentality of I'm trying to save my pennies because I'm afraid I'm not going to have enough if I spend. Now, if you happen to fall into this category where you save a lot and you're always worried about price, understand that at the root of that is really just a belief that I can't afford the things that I want. That's the message that's going out. Now, the nice thing about being frugal in this kind of scenario is there is kind of this belief that I can somehow manage my resources, and if I'm careful and I only spend so much, I'm going to be okay. And so oftentimes people who are very frugal, they may not be overly abundant, but they're okay. Their bills are paid, they have some savings, everything's okay because they're acting in alignment that this is a limitation, but I can work around it by pinching my pennies. And so there is often a belief that goes along with frugality that I can't afford the things that I want, but I can manage my finances and I will be fine. And so it is kind of a nice, safe way to play the money game if you don't believe that you can afford the things that you want. But I have found that there is a more advantageous way to think about things, and it involves starting to shift out of the frugal mindset. Now, if you're like me and you've always been somebody who watches the prices and pinches your pennies, I would recommend that doing the work to shift out of that, do it gradually. Start with small things and then move to big things. And what I mean by this is it's going to be very difficult if you are a crazy coupon lady to go from doing that today and going out and spending money willy-nilly tomorrow. That's going to really violate your belief structure. But what you can start to do is start to shift your relationship with money where you are. And so here are a few quick suggestions that may be helpful. One of the first ones is to stop looking at the prices when it comes to smaller level items. And so if you're a frugal person, it's probably very normal that you are going to price shop things like the clothing that you're wearing or the cars that you buy. That's probably a very normal thing for you to do. But understand that when we qualify our purchases with price as the #1 indicator, we're not really going after what we want. Rather, we're picking things based out of a state of fear. And so if you can start with small items and start not looking at the price so much. So like if you're at the grocery store and there's 3 different kinds of bread that you might buy, instead of choosing it based off of the lowest price, just ask yourself, which of these 3 do I want, and take it. Another thing that can be helpful is to start to tell yourself that if I spend the money, more will come to replace it. And so this is a technique that I've been doing for a long time now, that whenever I spend money or whenever there's something that I want to buy, I'll spend the money, but remind myself, well, I bet you the universe will have my back and will find a way to cover this payment for me, or will send me a few extra $100 to cover this on the back end. And that may seem a little bit unbelievable from where some people stand, but if you see it happen a few times, it will really make an impact on you, and you'll just start spending, understanding that it really has nothing to do with how much money I make at my job or what my income is or any of that. Really, it's just, am I receptive to receiving money? And that there is really no limitation on how much money can come, and it can come in lots of different ways. Now, the last suggestion I have, if you have a frugal mindset, something else that can help you develop greater abundance is allowing yourself to splurge. And again, initially, we don't want to go crazy with this, but allowing yourself to have some of the nicer things that you want and telling yourself, it's good that I'm doing this because this is training me into a higher state of abundance. If you can start doing that, where, maybe you treat yourself to ice cream after work, or maybe you buy a purse that you like that you wouldn't have bought before because you were too busy being frugal. When you purchase those things, and start with things that you feel you could realistically put your money down with, but when you spend that money, tell yourself, I'm buying this, and it's a good thing that I'm buying this splurge item for me because it's training me into a higher state of abundance. Thanks so much for watching this quick video. If you've got a question that you would like for me to answer in a future video, feel free to drop it below in the comments and I will consider it. Also, if you'd like to learn about my Law of Attraction services or watch some of my other longer Law of Attraction videos, make sure to check out the links below. Again, also, please remember to subscribe and to turn on your notifications. And of course, make sure to have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.